Good day. My name is Claudina Sadai Yus, and right now I'm going to do a presentations for my final presentations of project paper, which is related with the research designs of chapter 4 and chapter 5. Which one I'm going to do the mixed method, qualitative and quantitative results. So I'm going specifically doing the research on SMK Ashakirin Bintulu with 3 teachers and 35 students at one intermediate classes. Next, this is my research overview, which related with the teacher's perceptions, student perceptions, and the third one is the effectiveness analysis on how this code switching is really can help the students in their speaking skills. The third one is the participants' demographics, which related and needed for 3 teachers interviewers, which related with the qualitative data, and also 35 students' participations and 18 BM home speakers, which this is really giving a big impact on how this related, how this going to impact on the English speaking skills. Next, okay, this is the first one about the teacher perceptions. This related with the interviewing the 3 teachers about the 6 major themes that I related on how going to do the question to them and asking there's few questions that related with the 6 major themes. The first one is about the ambivalent attitude, which recognize the practical benefit but worried about the reduced English responsive, which the tension is between training ideas and also the classroom realities, where sometimes about how the teachers been trained to teach them and also how they're going to face the student during class time is different. The second one is the comprehension support and how they're going to do a strategy and how that BM's translations can really help the students who understands the meaning every time they when they try to speak English. The third one is about the affective benefit, which the affective benefit is about the reduce students' anxiety and create a comfortable environment for them so that they can speak English regularly. Okay. Next, number four is the strategic versus habitual. It is about how the students habitually talk and speak English in their routine time and how that is going to impact to them about how fluent they can speak very well. And number five is about the ideology practice tensions, about the trainings emphasize on the English only and the multilingual classroom realities going to demands on the pragmatics flexibility. And number six, the last one is about the contextual factor, which the students can proficiency level can also impact on how they're going to understand that and going to speak it really well during the speaking sessions and the speaking class. All right, so this is the 6 major themes that I asked the teachers to answer few questions that related with these major themes. So they are giving a very great answer, and I combine it together in this 6 theory. Next, this is about the student perceptions, which you can see that where in the questionnaire that I've been given to them using Microsoft Forms, there's a 54.3% of the positive perceptions that have been given by the students and 37.1% natural perceptions and 0% for the negative perceptions. Means that for the code switching methods is really help them in their speaking routine, in their speaking skills on how they're going to speak really well and fluently in English. So this can shows that this is strongest agreements of my project paper, where the students strongly agree that BM explanations improve understanding of difficulty in the concept of vocabulary and also the grammar, and the high agreements of the anxiety reductions, where there the code switchings make the student to feel less anxious and more ready to participants in speaking activities in the class. All right. Next, this is the key statistical in the inside of the Microsoft form that I'm going to make. There is 86% 75.8% comprehension scale, and also the 75.8% development scales, and the last one is 79.5%. So this is the total questionnaire that I've been doing to them. So the correlations patterns that can be found is around the strong positive correlations. Okay, you can see that the comprehension support and the anxiety reductions is around 6.32 and also more than 0.1. And next is the significant correlations, the anxiety reductions and the speaking combinations. You can see it's stated over there is around 418, and also the p is 0.14. Next is the no significance differences. There is stated over there, there's no score for that. Okay, this is the key statistical insight for the questionnaire for the students. All right, for the integrations of finding, I can found that the combinations of the teacher intentions where using the code switching strategically and efficiently can help the students in their speaking skills. And also, the students' experience is about to confirm that the benefit to understand and also confident to build on how they're going to speak really well in the speaking activities in the class. And also for the positive enlightenment, the teachers can state that there's a purpose aligns with students' report experience, both emphasize on the comprehensions and also the effectiveness of the benefits. And overall, for the vigorousness, the teachers experience confidence in the long-term speaking and development, while the students can remain more equitable about sustained improvement, and also suggesting a gap between intendings and perceptions long-term outcomes. All right. The last one, okay, the last but not least, all right, for the discussions and for the key insight, we can see about the teacher ambivalence that reflects on how the tensions between monolingual, ideological from training and multilingual classroom realities, they can see the differences over there on how they're going to handle the class, especially on the speaking activities. Second is the scaffolding functions, where the code switching serve a temporary support within a zone of proximal development, enabling access to content while building towards English proficiency. The third one is about the effectiveness of the support on how this going to support the student to speak really well and make them comfortable to speak whatever they understand. If they don't understand, they can the teachers can explain to them in BM also to so that what is the functions for the code switching. And the last one, the complex relationship is between the teachers and students relationship, about how the relationship can help to make them comfortable to help each other, to explain to each other, and also to make the speaking skill efficiently by using this code switching method. All right. This is the implications and limitations from my research. For the first one is for the theoretical, where the supposedly the social cultural theory scaffolding concept and also the translinguistic perceptions can have the validations on the linguistic interdependence on the hypothesis in Malaysian's context. And also for the policy, is needed for the research informed guidelines to appropriate code switching, where the teachers can also have their own educations and also have their training skill to help the students. And the last one is about the practice on how to use this code switching purposely for specific pedagogy goals, and also make the language contrast explicit, gradually reduce proficiency developments, and also maintain English speaking balance. All right. So the last one, okay, this is the final one. So for the conclusions and for future directions, the code switching is neither on the pedagogical penance, not a practice to avoid entirely. Rather, it is complex, context dependent practice whose effectively depends on how, when, why, and for whom it is employed. So the key conclusions is the moderations and the powerful of the code switching and support intermediate learners' comprehensions and also the confidence. The second one is about the strategy on how the scaffolding can help, can use this code switching to help the student can speak really well. And the third one is about the benefits, okay, about the benefit of this code switching. And the number four is about the teachers and also how they're going to use the practice and also maintain it during the real class time. So for the future research, I before the future research, I'm going to tell that my the method that I pick in this project paper is really really useful for the student at SMK Ashakirin bin Tulu for the intermediate class, as they said that the code switching is really effective from them to improve their speaking skill, as the BM's translations can really help them to understand some few words that they don't understand in English particularly. So this is really helpful, and my project paper can be says that successful. So overall, for the future research, I'm going to make it experimental and designs comparing of the code switching frequency and how to see the frequency can really help the students, and also for the discourse analysis to effective code switching patterns. So far, that is the 2 points that I'm going to analyze for the future research lah. For the other two, it depends on how we're going to see in the future, is this code switching still valid or not. So overall, this is only that I'm going to present for my final presentations. And so overall, this is a very positive result. So that's all from me. If you have any question, you can ask me in the further. All right, that's all from me. Thank you so much.